Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson, and this is your Premier League preview. We're going to be talking through some of the perfect 10 winners, so stick with us because someone has won a Manchester United shirt of their choice, and we're going to get to that right at the end. Now, what I want to talk to you guys today about is Victor Lindelof. So, last season, Victor Lindelof didn't cut a pretty picture at Manchester United. He was error-prone. He was at fault for a lot of big mistakes at Manchester United. And do you know what? When we signed him, I had my doubts. Like, if you go all the way back to a video I did with Sam Homewood, I think it was on the 21st of December, 2016, when we was first linked with him, I didn't know a lot about him, so I started watching him. I started looking at what he was like 1v1, and I didn't like what I was seeing. I thought there was defensive errors. I thought he got dragged out of position. I thought his heading was a little bit rubbish. It wasn't great at marking. And although he was excellent with the ball at his feet, I thought, I don't like him. I don't think this is a good buy for us. And at the time I was saying Jose's had all banging signings, which at the time he kind of did, and I was like, we are due a dud. Is Lindelof going to be that dud? Now, in his debut season, we did see errors regularly in his play. Against Basel in his debut, he got turned, almost gave away a pen. He lost out in an aerial challenge against Burton, but these errors didn't really matter as those games was pretty comfortable. Bit of a low point came against Huddersfield. Lindelof was turned in a box leading to the opening goal and then completely missed a header again, which led to the second. He then played in a few games where United managed to collect victory but no clean sheets. And he definitely hadn't found his footing. Another low point came in the 91st minute of a tied game against Bristol when he got caught ball watching, misses a runner coming into the box and then watches United crash out of the League Cup. Now, Lindelof isn't a defender's defender. He isn't Nemanja Vidic. He isn't Steve Bruce. He's never been that kind of player. He is a lot more continental in the way he plays, and he's just different. I don't think he's got that natural instinct in him, but he does read the game well, and I think he's got pretty good vision. Now, I think we are starting to see a bit of a corner turned with him. I think we are starting to see just that little bit more serious player that we thought we might be getting when we paid £30-odd million to Benfica for his services. Now, against Everton, against Juventus, wasn't perfect. There's still the occasional poor decision, but I'm starting to really see a better footballer in there. Like, when the ball is played into the channels, I think he reads that quite well. When the ball comes with a player in some of those channels, I think he works quite well with them. Still can get dragged out of position. Though Richarlison, he got a little bit tight to at times in between the midfield and defence, and I don't think he should have engaged. I also think that the midfield should be picking that up rather than letting him pick that up, but that's another subject altogether. But he was available for a pass. He stepped forward when the options was limited, which is often the case at United. You see teams like to press us quite high, and that limits the options. Playing out of defence, they let Chris Smalling have it, they let our defenders have it, because they know that it's hard for United to play into midfield from defence. Well, Victor Lindelof is offering a counterbalance to that a little bit, and he's driving forward, and when he drives forward, that causes the opposition to move. That means options free up ahead of him, and that's a really good attribute that he's got, something that I definitely like. Like I said, his reading of the game, he cuts out through balls quite well and balls played into his channel. He copes with that and also runners in the area of that quite well. Is this why, do you think, and I'm asking you guys at home now, is this why you think, or I think, or anyone thinks, he's suited to those European games? The thing that people said about him last season was he's more suited to the European game, doesn't quite get the Premier League just yet. Well, the Premier League's a whole bag of flavours, isn't it? There's not just one flavour of the Premier League. But if you look at some of the teams that he struggled at there, Burton, Huddersfield, Brighton, Bristol, quite direct sides. Harry Kane had him on toast for the Tottenham game earlier this season. Does he struggle against those big centre forwards? Does he struggle against those aerial threats and those aerial challenges from defenders? And is that perhaps why we saw him come into his own with arguably the best two back-to-back games, if not definitely the best two back-to-back games that he's played in a United shirt with Everton and Juventus recently? Marco Silva's Everton play football on the floor. They like to knock it around quite nicely. Did that suit him? And then obviously Juventus played wonderful football, taught us a proper lesson at Old Trafford last week. Are those sorts of games suiting him, where he's not coming up against your traditional number nines? He's not coming up against the likes of Andy Carroll or your more old-fashioned sort of British centre forwards. Is that more his cup of tea? Now, I think there's a player in there, but he still absolutely needs a commanding aerial presence next to him. I know he's being played with Chris Smalling, who does offer that in his game, if nothing else. but he's still not the complete package. He's still not a leader. He still needs to be told when to stay and when to go, when to hold, when to chase. And there's loads of other little areas in his game that I think could be ironed out. But alongside the right partner, I really do think you've got a top player in Victor Lindelof that could do something with United. Still only 24, still got a lot of games to learn, still a lot of experience that he could get. Jose Mourinho might be the manager that really hammers it into him, and I think he's definitely benefiting by playing multiple games on the spin. I think that would be something that's really contributed to his game developing and improving. He's far from the finished article, but he's tangibly improved, and I think we could see more of Victor Lindelof. And I think this weekend against Bournemouth is another game that's going to probably suit him. A game that's likely to be played on the floor, I think. A game that's likely to be played in the channels when United are defending. It's probably going to be quite an open game, I would have thought, at Bournemouth. Having a pretty good time at the moment. But I'm going to get more into the Bournemouth game and the Bournemouth preview tomorrow when I do my live preview, 3 o'clock live on this channel, so come and join us for that. Right then, let's talk about Perfect 10. You guys can win 10 grand. It's completely free to enter. And even if you don't want to win 10 grand, I'm giving away a shirt. So let's have a look who has won the shirt for October, because all you've got to do is join, enter, and if you top my group for the month, like Daniel Green has done, with 21 points, I'm all the way down in 63rd, don't worry about me, with 6 measly points. See if you can see your own name in there. Anybody recognise anybody in there? Let's have a look who's picking up the wooden spoon. There's some absolute rotters in here, isn't there? Let's get all the way down. I think there's about 300 or so in there. There's a lot of people giant on 244 on 0. You've got to be in it to win it. Daniel Green is in it, and he's winning it this month. And we're giving another one away for the whole of November. So if you'd like to get in the mixer, hit the link in the description. Come and join us. It's completely free to enter. You pick the results the right way, and you win a Man United shirt or a shirt of your choice. Unless it's a City one or a Liverpool, I'm not going to be buying one of those for you. So Daniel Green, get in touch, and I will sort you out your shirt. We're playing Perfect 10 this week. You can come and join my league by hitting the description and finding out what the crack is before. Right, now listen. Newcastle have absolutely had my pants down for the entire season. So am I going to be picking them again to get a win this week? Absolutely not. Because I just don't believe in them. So probably might be worth sticking a couple of quid on Newcastle winning now, because I think they're going to draw. I'm going to say Blackburn are taking that at home to QPR. I think Sheffield United killing it at the moment in the Championship. I'm letting them have that one. I'm going to go with Reading. Norwich seems to be in there all the time, and they always seem to let me down as well. So I'm going to draw with Sheffield United. AFC Wimbledon against Shrewsbury. I'm going to go with Wimbledon for that one. Gillingham against Fleetwood. Going with a draw. Scunthorpe against Oxford. Oxford always seem to be in this. And sort of Burton. Going to go with a Scunthorpe win, and I'm going to go with a Burton win there. And then we've got Arsenal against Liverpool in the Premier League. That is a serious game. Arsenal absolutely flying at the moment. Liverpool really mean and absolutely terrifyingly look like they're in Championship form. Best result for a United fan? Draw. So that's what I'm going to go with, and I'm going to say 22 goals is what the selection is going to be this time around. Right, you guys can come and get involved. Link is in the description. You can win a shirt like Daniel has done today. So come and check out the link in the description. Come and join us and see if you can win a shirt. But that's it for this week. I want to know what you guys think about Victor Lindelof. Is he really becoming the player that we thought he might be at Manchester United? Is he just the best of a bad bunch of centre-halves? Are we going to get a centre-half that can play alongside him? Let me know in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome to the Stephen Howson football channel. This is where I will take you through everything that I do revolving around football, be it that at Old Trafford or elsewhere. This is where you will get your match previews, your reviews, your football vlogs, your scout reports, your transfer talk, your youth reviews, your documentaries, and anything and everything revolving around football. I absolutely love this game. Do me a favour and subscribe. Thank you for watching.